Hello, friends, and welcome to what I believe will be one of the most encouraging messages you'll hear this week. If you've ever felt trapped behind closed doors, wondering if God has forgotten about you, or if you've been praying for breakthrough but seeing only obstacles, then you need to stay with me until the very end of this message. Today we're going to discover something remarkable about our God that will revolutionize the way you view your current circumstances and fill your heart with unshakable hope. You see, we serve a God who specializes in opening doors that seem permanently sealed. He delights in creating pathways where none existed before, and He has a particular fondness for impossible situations. By the time we're finished today, you'll understand not only how God opens doors in your life, but also how to position yourself to walk through them with confidence and joy. Let me read you some of the most powerful words ever penned about divine intervention. These words come from Revelation chapter 3, verse 8, where Jesus Himself declares, "I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name." Notice something extraordinary here. Jesus doesn't just open doors, He places them strategically before us. He doesn't wait for us to find them. He positions them exactly where we need them most. Think about the profound implications of this divine promise. The creator of the universe, the one who spoke galaxies into existence, the author of every story ever told, says He has placed an open door before you that no human power can close. Not your boss, not your circumstances, not your past failures, not even your own limited understanding can shut what God has opened for you. But here's what grips my heart about this passage. Notice what else our loving Savior acknowledges. He says, "I know that you have little strength." Friends, this isn't criticism, this is compassion. God sees your weariness. He understands your limitations, and He knows exactly how much you can bear. Yet in your weakness, in your moments of feeling overwhelmed and inadequate, that's precisely when He opens doors. I want you to feel the weight of this truth settling into your spirit right now. Perhaps you're watching this video during one of the most challenging seasons of your life. Maybe you've been knocked down so many times that you're afraid to get back up. Maybe you've prayed until you're exhausted, knocked on doors until your knuckles are bleeding, and still you face walls that seem insurmountable. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. God sees every tear you've shed in private. He hears every whispered prayer you've offered in desperation. He knows about the dreams you've had to lay down and the hopes you've watched crumble. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every closed door you've encountered has been preparing you for the open door God is about to reveal. Your current pain is not pointless. Your present struggle is not senseless. God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances and aligning possibilities in ways that will absolutely astound you when you finally see the complete picture. The God who opens doors doesn't just create exits from your problems, He creates entrances into His purposes for your life. Now let me share with you a story that illustrates this truth in the most beautiful way. A few years ago, I met a woman named Margaret, who had experienced one disappointment after another in her career as a teacher. Every application she submitted was rejected, every interview seemed to lead nowhere, and every door she approached remained firmly closed. After months of searching and countless rejections, she found herself questioning not just her abilities, but God's faithfulness in her life. Margaret told me that she had reached the point where she was ready to abandon her calling entirely. She had prepared her resignation from the substitute teaching pool and was considering a completely different career path. But on what she had decided would be her last day of substitute teaching, something remarkable happened. The principal of the school approached her during lunch and said, "Margaret, I've been watching you work with these children, and I've never seen anything like it. We have a position opening up next month, and I want you to be the first person we interview." That conversation led to not just a full-time teaching position, but eventually to Margaret becoming the district's Teacher of the Year. What she thought was her final day in education turned out to be the doorway into the most fulfilling season of her professional life. Years later, she reflected on those months of closed doors with profound gratitude, realizing that God had been preparing her heart, refining her skills, and positioning her for something far greater than she had ever imagined. This is how our God operates, dear friends. When He closes one door, it's never to trap you, it's to redirect you. When He allows you to face rejection, it's not to reject you, it's to select you for something better. The God who opens doors sees the end from the beginning, and every no you receive is simply clearing the path for His perfect yes. But understanding God's door-opening power is just the beginning of our journey today. The real transformation happens when we learn to align our hearts with His purposes and trust His timing even when we can't see His plan. This is where many believers stumble. We want God to open doors, but we want them opened on our timeline and according to our specifications. Here's a spiritual truth that will revolutionize your relationship with divine timing. God's delays are not God's denials. When you're standing before what appears to be a closed door, praying and believing for breakthrough, God may be working on your behalf in ways you cannot see or imagine. He might be preparing the people on the other side of that door. He might be developing character qualities in you that you'll need for what's coming. Or He might be orchestrating circumstances that will make your eventual breakthrough even more powerful and purposeful. The God who opens doors operates from a perspective of eternity, while we operate from a perspective of immediacy. This tension can create frustration in our hearts, but it can also create faith when we choose to trust His wisdom over our limited understanding. Remember, the same God who opened the Red Sea for Moses, who opened prison doors for Peter, and who opened the tomb for Jesus, is the same God who is working in your situation right now. Here's what I want you to understand about divine door opening. God rarely opens doors just for our comfort or convenience. He opens doors to accomplish His purposes through our lives. This means that every open door He provides comes with both opportunity and responsibility. When God opens a door for you, He's not just giving you an escape route from your problems. He's giving you an entrance into His plan for your life and your impact on others. So what does this mean for you practically? It means that while you're waiting for doors to open, God is preparing you to walk through them with grace and purpose. The character He's building in you during this season of closed doors is exactly what you'll need when He swings wide the doors of opportunity. The prayers you're praying in this wilderness season are training your heart for the worship you'll offer in the promised land. This brings us to a crucial point in our journey today: the invitation to transformation that comes with understanding God as the door opener. You see, recognizing God's power to open doors is wonderful, but it's only the beginning. The real question is, what kind of person do you want to be when those doors swing open? God is inviting you today to trust Him not just with your circumstances, but with your character. He wants to transform not just your situation, but your soul. While you're waiting for external doors to open, He's working to open internal doors in your heart. Doors of faith, doors of hope, doors of love, doors of wisdom that have perhaps been closed for far too long. Maybe you need God to open the door of forgiveness in your heart, allowing you to release the bitterness that's been poisoning your joy. Maybe you need Him to open the door of courage, giving you the boldness to step into opportunities you've been too afraid to pursue. Maybe you need Him to open the door of surrender, helping you to let go of your own plans so you can embrace His perfect purposes for your life. The beautiful thing about our God is that He works on multiple levels simultaneously. While He's orchestrating circumstances to open doors of opportunity in your external world, He's also working to open doors of transformation in your internal world. Both processes are essential, and both require your cooperation and trust. Let's pause here for a moment of reflective meditation on this profound truth. I want you to close your eyes if you can, or simply let your heart become still and quiet before the Lord. Take a deep breath and imagine yourself standing before a door that has been closed in your life. Maybe it's a relationship that needs healing. Maybe it's a dream that seems impossible. Maybe it's a habit or attitude that has you trapped. Now picture Jesus standing beside you, holding a key that perfectly fits the lock of that door. See Him looking at you with eyes full of love and understanding, knowing exactly how long you've been waiting for this moment. Watch as He reaches out with nail-scarred hands and gently inserts the key, turning it with the authority that only He possesses. Hear the sound of the lock clicking open. Feel the anticipation building in your heart as the door begins to swing wide. But here's the most important part of this meditation. Notice that Jesus doesn't push you through the door. He opens it and then extends His hand to you, inviting you to walk through it with Him. The God who opens doors doesn't just create opportunities. He provides His presence and power to help you embrace those opportunities with confidence and joy. As you sit in this moment of quiet reflection, ask yourself, what doors in your life need God's touch? What areas of your heart need His healing power? What dreams need His resurrection life? Don't rush past this moment. Let the Holy Spirit speak to your heart about specific doors you've been praying about, doors you've given up on, doors you didn't even know existed. Now feel the hope beginning to rise in your spirit as you realize that the same God who opened doors for biblical heroes is ready to open doors for you. Feel the faith starting to push out the fear as you remember that His timing is perfect and His plans for you are good. Feel the peace starting to replace the anxiety as you choose to trust His wisdom over your own understanding. This is what happens when we encounter the God who opens doors. Transformation begins in our hearts before it manifests in our circumstances. We start to see our current situation not as a dead end, but as a divine setup. We begin to view our closed doors not as rejection, but as redirection. We learn to wait with expectation instead of dread, with faith instead of fear. Friends, I believe that as you've been listening to this message today, something significant has been happening in your spirit. God has been speaking to you about specific doors in your life, and He's been preparing your heart to walk through them when His perfect time arrives. But understanding and meditation must lead to engagement. Faith without action remains incomplete. So here's what I want you to do right now, even before this video ends. I want you to make a decision to actively partner with God in this door opening process. First, commit to praying specifically about the doors you need Him to open, thanking Him in advance for His faithfulness and perfect timing. Don't just ask for doors to open, ask Him to prepare your heart to walk through them with wisdom and courage. Second, choose to take one practical step toward a door that's been closed in your life. Maybe that means having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, submitting an application you've been putting off, or extending forgiveness you've been withholding. God opens doors, but He expects us to walk through them. And sometimes our willingness to take that first step is what triggers His supernatural intervention. Third, make a commitment to encourage someone else who's facing closed doors in their life. Share this message with a friend who needs hope. Pray for someone who's struggling with disappointment, or simply be present with someone who's waiting for breakthrough. When we partner with God in opening doors for others, we position ourselves to receive His door-opening power in our own lives. Remember, the God who opens doors doesn't work in isolation. He works through community, through relationships, through people who care about each other's success and breakthrough. Your willingness to be part of someone else's miracle might be exactly what unlocks your own. Here's my challenge for you in the coming week. Every time you see a physical door, let it remind you that you serve the God who opens doors. Every time you turn a key or walk through a doorway, remember that He has the master key to every situation in your life. Every time you face what seems like a closed door, speak this truth over your circumstances. My God opens doors that no one can shut, and He has placed before me an open door of opportunity, purpose, and hope. Don't let another day pass wondering if God has forgotten about you or questioning whether He's going to come through for you. He is the God who opens doors, and He has not forgotten about you for even a moment. Your breakthrough is not a matter of if, but when. Your open door is not a matter of possibility, but certainty. Your victory is not a matter of chance, but choice. His choice to love you, bless you, and fulfill every good promise He's made to you. As we close this time together, I want to speak a blessing over your life that will carry you through the days ahead. May the God who opens doors fill your heart with unshakable confidence in His faithfulness. May He give you eyes to see opportunities where others see only obstacles, and may He grant you the courage to walk through every door He opens for you. May His peace guard your heart while you wait for His perfect timing, and may His joy sustain you through every season of closed doors. May you discover that His plans for you are indeed good, that His love for you is unfailing, and that His power to transform your life is unlimited. Go now with the absolute assurance that the God who opens doors is working on your behalf right now, orchestrating circumstances and preparing pathways that will leave you amazed by His goodness. Walk forward with faith, rest in His promises, and get ready to step through doors you never imagined possible. The God who opens doors has amazing things in store for you, and your story of breakthrough is about to begin. God bless you, dear friends. And remember, when God opens a door, no power in heaven or earth can shut it. Your door is coming, and when it opens, you'll be ready to walk through it with confidence, joy, and absolute trust in the one who made it all possible.